On today's show, we are celebrating love. But I'm talking real love, not corny love. Not like Richard Gere with a bouquet of roses climbing out of a limo love, although I'm not mad at that. Today, we'll be exploring love between artistic partners. We'll curate a soundtrack of love. We'll consider what it means to choose love over romance. And we'll do it all with paper, poetry, playwrights, and piñatas.
We can't imagine not living and working together.
Her voice takes my body and makes it one giant goosebump.
Today, I look back at my younger self and I smile because I am the revolution.
This is a deep dive into love, the artsy way. I'm Amanda Paris, and this is CBC Arts Exhibitionists.
A lot of people will say, how could you possibly live and work together? It seems that there seem to be two big camps on that, but we can't imagine not living and working together. At this point, I've been working with Todd for exactly half of my 48 years.
It's hard to imagine not having a partner that didn't, your lives aren't fully intertwined.
I'm Stephanie Forsyth, and
I'm Todd McCallan.
and we work together exploring all kinds of materials and aspects of everyday life.
One of the main things that we've been looking at is paper and paper-like materials, sheet materials that are flexible and light, and take a low amount of energy to produce as well as to reuse. There was a period where Stephanie and I were designing and building houses, and we had a lot of tools that we carted around. And we sold all that after realizing that we didn't want to continuously design houses for clients. And so, yeah, we just started getting more into folding and laminating paper and discovering what kinds of structures we could make.
We had a really small little live-work studio that we moved into when we first came to Vancouver in 2000. We were always looking at how could we be flexible with this small urban space and compressing space. And so if you weren't sleeping in this bedroom, could you compress it and now give more space to the living room? And then down into other elements, so the things that you sit on, the things that enclose the space from above. Again, a soft wall is a flexible partition wall that's freestanding, and it's made out of 220 layers of paper or other flexible paper-like materials. And so those layers are laminated into a honeycomb structure, and it allows for something that's less than 2 inches thick to expand more than 100 times that size. We think that the simple everyday things we do are the most important opportunity to find joy and delight, because they happen every day. So where you sleep, the first thing you see when your eyes open in the morning, how you make your coffee or tea, sharing meals with people, and the type of space that background to your whole life.
We don't see them as design objects, we're designers with faces, then these are our objects and they're recognizable by people. We see them more as just sort of abstract background elements. You kind of create a world for yourself.
Stephanie and Todd make it look so easy to be in love and to collaborate artistically. But from Frida and Diego to Marina and Ule, art history gossip has taught me that in the midst of affairs, love letters, suicides, and goodbyes at China's Great Wall, love and art is no easy balance. Whether or not you have a love of your life, we've got a playlist of love songs for you. It's curated by Annie Murphy, who you know as Alexis Rose from Schitt's Creek. She's hooking us up with the songs that give her all the feels. Check it out.
Dearest John John, I'm lying here, stuck, sweaty. All I can think about is you and the last night we spent together bed shaking. Ew, why are you making me read this?
I know, right?
Hi, my name is Annie Murphy and I play Alexis Rose on Schitt's Creek. And this is my love playlist. This playlist should not be played consecutively because it will bring you all over the map. It's not like one smooth sail. So my first song is The Very Thought of You by Billie Holiday.
It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love.
Her voice just takes my body and makes it one giant goosebump. My next song is Archie, Marry Me by Always. Upbeat, so don't put this on for like getting romantic. So if you're feeling in love and like you want to sing loudly and with enthusiasm, Marry Me, Archie. My third song is Kathy's Song by Simon and Garfunkel.
I hear the drizzle of the rain like a memory.
This is one that I may or may not have looked out the window of a train at the world passing by and like quietly sobbed to. Okay, number 4, and this may be controversial, because not controversial, I don't mean to stir the pot here, but it's Drunken Love by Beyonce. Listen to the song, run yourself a bubble bath, and sing it to yourself if you're not in love with somebody. Just have that moment and be drunk in love with yourself. I actually think this might be my number 1 love song of all time. In Spite of Ourselves by John Prine and Iris DeMent.
In spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow.
It's just two people doing their best and being themselves and being very deeply in love with each other despite all of their flaws.
Against all odds, honey, we're the big door prize.
Hi, my name is Ghazaleh Rastgar. I'm an artist and illustrator based in Toronto, and I'm this week's Exhibitionist in Residence. You're going to be seeing some of my animations.
Coming up, we meet with a poet who tells us why she's proud to be a prude.
I do it for anyone, not just women, who has ever set a boundary and, had that boundary disrespected.
The following program may contain coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
My name is Twoey Gray. I'd say I do it for the prudes and the spinsters and the asexuals, and I do it for the girls, with disabilities who prevent them from having penetrative sex. I do it for the girls who have a spiritual relationship to sex that might involve chastity, might not. I do it for people who live on that continuum of being both a prude and a slut. For anyone, not just women, who has ever set a boundary and had that boundary disrespected or had that boundary seen as outrageous. I think that there's huge power in reclaiming the word prude. This poem is called Anthem of the Prude. When I wouldn't let him put it in. When I wouldn't let him put it anywhere. The withheld lap dance, the fake phone number. Elizabeth, I said my name was. Melissa, Kate, Erica, Kathleen. And I didn't like him touching my knee. And when she said please, and when she meant if you love me, you would. For the thrown drink, the feral tear, the spit, for the open-eyed kissers, the bridesmaids groaning into their tulips, for the way my body revolts when handled incorrectly, for the way my body in turn is considered incorrect, for the picky bitches, battle axes with their lifted chins, for the girls who chose the bathroom stall over the change room, 7 minutes in heaven sit-outs, for the wallflowers who waited the appropriate measure to be ready until ready never arrived, us, Madonnas of the lesbian bed death, the frigid partners of unlucky men, twisted spinsters with a jewel on every finger, a gold fang in our granny panties. When I shut the blinds on my liberation, when my pussy failed to meet the minimum criteria for sexual empowerment, the least marketable item of reclamation. To us who rob the movement of a masculine appeal, sabotaging that seductive middle ground. We who have been prescribed and pathologized, therapied and threatened, the ones prayed over and for, no fun white dresses, virgins and pure, too sinful for even the slut walk, evading our biological responsibility, juvenile, not worth my conversation. Why didn't you tell me when I first said hello? Why won't you just shut up about it? We who believe we're better than everyone, don't we? We who acid splice our boundaries, who keep it all to ourselves, who find deliverance in our sacred no. God. She's such a...
I don't think I've ever heard anyone proudly own and claim the title of prude, but I'm so here for it. We live in such a sex-obsessed society, and that poem is a powerful and provocative call to reflect on the assumptions we make. FYI, Twoey Gray is part of our digital series Poetic License, which is dropping online for World Poetry Day next month. Earlier this season, we introduced you to Megan Kennedy, a piñata artist who uses real people that she loves and admires as her inspiration. This isn't your anger management piñata. This is your love piñata. Today, she's chosen my fave, Celine Dion, and is going to give us a step-by-step tutorial on how to make our own piñatas inspired by the people that we love.
My name is Megan Kennedy, and today I'm going to show you how to make a piñata of someone you think is awesome. So the first step is choosing who you think is the best. I have chosen to make Celine Dion in her latest Paris Fashion Week photo shoot, and we'll see how it turns out. We're gonna blow up 2 balloons, tape them together, and then cover that in a layer of paper mache. And then we have our balloons popped, so then we're just gonna tape them together to make a body. Paper mache is half flour, half water. If it's too thin, add more flour. If it's too thick, add more water. Rip up strips of newspaper and start getting those on there. Once your base is dry, you can start adding details like their face, their arms, their legs, how they're posing, all those kind of quirky things about them. Cute, so we've got those taped on. And then I just cover those up with paper mache. Once the shape is dry, you want to start painting it. For Celine, we're gonna do her in her Paris Fashion Week, one of her iconic outfits, covered in flowers. So I'm gonna wanna get the black paint down first, and then I'll start adding my details. Now we're really gonna dive into the accessories. So you really wanna add some unique things to it that are gonna set it apart. I love that lace. That looks so good. On this one specifically, of course, we're gonna use big flowers and kind of really get our headpiece going. Now we're gonna do her beautiful face, Celine's face. So we're just gonna do her earrings, and then I think that's really gonna finish it off. Cool. But she is a piñata, so we do need to cut a hole in it. This time of year, there's so much great candy in stores. Just have fun with it. Fabulous, so I feel like we've really nailed it, and this is Celine Dion as a piñata.
Coming up, we'll meet some young artists who affirm my love for the theater.
Without me, the stars wouldn't shine. When I enter the room, your soul has to stand at attention, for I am the I am.
I always wanted to go to theater school, but I chose the practical path and instead studied political science with plans of becoming a lawyer. Clearly, that didn't happen. But my love for the theater never went away, so I applied to community theater programs, and it was through them that I learned my craft. The Amy Project offers similar opportunities for young women and non-binary youth from across Toronto who have fallen in love with the stage and found a new family in the process.
At 5 years old, I found myself scrubbing my face with bleach and disinfectant. I was at school and the teacher handed us a bowl and told us to clean our desks. Weird, I know. All of a sudden, me and a few of the darker skinned kids were being talked into bleaching our skin. I tried it only because I wanted to fit in. My skin made me unworthy of love. Everything about my darkness scared me.
What does it mean to be a lion woman? To be a lion woman means to like support your lionesses.
Not beating yourself up when you're unable to be outwardly powerful, I think.
Not feeling you have to change to satisfy anyone.
It's not like taking no for an answer.
To be courageous enough to be yourself.
Someone who looks out for everyone like in their pack.
Lion woman to me appears both as a persona I can put on and also a deity I can talk to.
And then using those to be powerful and to be you.
Bring our energy together. Thank you for your energy, for your love, for supporting each other, for your bravery, for your hard work. Feel the heat in your hands, holding it up together. Take a deep breath in. Give half of it to your community and save half of it for yourself on a...
So the Amy Project exists to provide barrier-free performing arts creation, training, and mentorship opportunities for young people from equity-seeking communities. Hot fact, Amy's an acronym for Artist Mentoring Youth. And to connect them with artist mentors who can support young folks in developing those skills and finding ways to tell their stories.
To all the trash men. To all the trash men. To all the trash men.
I never saw my identity portrayed on stage or on film in a way that I could recognize myself or stories that were being told and shared in my community. And I know like going into theater school was really hard to find like artists that I could like connect with or look up to, because to be a racialized artist in Canada is challenging.
More than shelter, I've built a home. Turned love into bricks, pain into stone, surrounded by soil so rich, even what seems lifeless learned how to grow. So, with every breath I sow, I begin to grow. Though, I'd be lying if I said I'd done it all on my own.
We're here because it's a space we want to be in too. Julie and I are we joking? No, but like we want to make a play where we like hire the youth to come and lead us in creation workshops.
And just validate our feelings.
And yeah, I'd be like, that was so great. For me, I come from a family of storytellers and music lovers and jokesters, but no one who was a professional working artist. So that was a very sort of faraway idea, especially as a young person. And I have had artistic mentors, but as a woman, as a person of color, as a queer person, it was a long time before I had mentors that I felt could really affirm all parts of myself. part of doing work like the Amy Project is literally creating the communities and the spaces that I want to be in. Like, I thrive being in the Amy Project, being surrounded by the participants, by other artists who share those values and understand the beauty and the power of being a powerful storyteller who also, you know, comes from experiences and communities and challenges that, you know, have to be resilient because of the barriers we face.
Today, I look back at my younger self and I smile because I am the revolution. My melanin carries the secrets of my ancestors. Because of them, I learned to wade the water of colorism. I am black.
Yes,
I am black.
Yes,
I am black. Without me, the stars wouldn't shine. When I enter the room, your soul has to stand at attention, for I am the I am. I wish I was more aware of how royal I was, or all the powers I possessed, because those words would not have pressed me if I did.
I am black. I am black. Every day of my life, I am black.
If there's an artist you love and you think should be on CBC Arts Exhibitionists, please let me know. Send me a message on social media. Our handle on all platforms is @CBC Arts. Tune in next week for another deep dive into the transformative work of Canadian artists. Peace.